and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning. How are you? Happy Friday. It is January 30th. See, 30 days has September, April, June. And we've got, this is the last stream of the month. January's done. We are 1 month in streaming wise. Still 1 day left in the month of January, but 1 month in streaming wise. How are you feeling? Is it feeling good? Feeling good? I'm feeling decent. I'm feeling decent. I'm sorry Caro isn't here today, but it's for a good thing. It's for a good reason. And I'll let her tell you about that next time she's on, because it will be soon. Remember, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and make sure you have your notifications set to all notifications so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. Remember, I'm here Wednesday through Friday live, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a new breakdown. If you've noticed, it's Lobo, the main man himself, the bounty hunter to the stars. The biker bounty hunter himself. I've got an awesome breakdown that I'm very proud to present to you guys. I hope you check it out. I hope you enjoy it. We're talking a few things today. We've got some updates on the Superman spinoff series, the DCU new television series that's going to be on HBO Max. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. We're going to talk about that. We got some updates on A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, casting updates for the God of War series, and a couple other small headlines, as well as you asked for it, you paid for it. I will be channeling my inner actor, my Shakespearean spirit, if you will, and do a dramatic reading from a page from Book 2 of Veiled Legacy, The Gospel of Layla Fellows. And I'll let you guys dictate when we dive into that. Oh, I kind of wish Kara was here because I feel like I do that better when she's around. But before we go any further, it's time to scream good morning to the chat. Remember, members and supers get their good mornings first. And today is the last day for our goal. We've had a goal all week to get 5 new members. We've only gotten 2. We need 3 new members for the channel by the end of the stream today. That is your challenge. I challenge you, nerds. I challenge you. 3 new members for the channel by the end of the stream. I think you can do it. I think you can. The lowest tier is $3. $3 a month. And you get fun perks like early access to videos, like up to a week before anyone else gets access to them. You get fun emojis, your own community, your own Discord server, and you get preferential treatment in the chat. So do it. Do it. 3 more before the end of the stream. All right, so time to say good morning. Members and supers first. Good morning, Lieutenant Kino Reviews contributing editor. I will be uploading the clips he made for us from the Lobo breakdown today. Good morning, sir. Da-da-da. And that's it. We are a laid back army. They will be trickling in later. Oh, and there's Ensign, Deranged Lunatic. Did you see this? Starting March, HBO has got a new series supposedly based in St. Louis. Yeah, it's called DTF STL. They probably filmed it in like Atlanta or something. I'm just too scared to watch it. Good morning, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS. Good morning. Buenos dias, Fernando. I just got your comment on the Lobo breakdown. I'm so glad you liked it. It's my baby sister. Good morning, Ellie. Good morning, sis. I'm impatiently waiting for the in-character reading. Ellie knows. Good morning, Maria. Good morning. Good morning, Monique. Fantastic Friday to ya. Is that all we got for now? Okay. Okay. And good morning, my little Ava. Good morning. I love you. My niece. Good morning. All right, guys. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do a couple of headlines while we wait for more people to come in? Or what do you want to do? Backyard TARDIS. Honestly, Jimmy Olsen was what I disliked about Superman. The most that will not be watching that show. I'm telling you. You surprise me every single time. You surprise me every single time. Monique, I am guessing you are the fave auntie. Yeah. Yeah, I am. I am the favorite aunt. That is a hard yes. Uh-huh. So we'll put it to a vote. Do you guys want to do a couple of headlines first? Good morning, Patrick. Good morning. But we're going to put it to a vote. Do you guys want to... Do you guys want to do a couple of headlines while we wait for more people to come in to do the dramatic reading from my comic book? Or do you just want to go straight to the dramatic reading? Let me know. Backyard TARDIS says it was a complete betrayal of Jimmy from the comics. Yeah, he's awful wholesome in the comics. He's sweet and wholesome. DL. Sorry. That was, by the way, Lieutenant Backyard TARDIS, member of the channel, and Ensign Deranged Lunatic in the movie. Jimmy Olsen must be packing some serious heat because all the girls seem to be attracted to him. DL says headlines. Give the people some time to show up. All right, we'll do that. Since you're the only one who followed instructions. And remember, everyone, while I turn the music down, we have to the end of the stream to get 3 new members for the channel. 3 new members for the channel. Ellie says, want to say straight to the reading, but people are still joining in and I don't want them to miss it. Because she knows. She knows. This is the human being that grew up with me telling stories to. For the record, it's probably her fault that I do all these voices and sing all these songs because that child would not go to bed. Would not go to bed unless I sang Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid. So she's quite a bit younger than me. So it's her fault. It's her fault. So she knows firsthand, and it's probably her fault. All right, guys, let's dive in to a couple of headlines while we wait for more people to trickle into the chat. Okay? Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget. And sign up for memberships. 3 new ones. Good morning, Penny. There she is. Yes, take your bow, sissy. Take your bow. Here we go. Let me get down to my banners here. So, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms showrunner Ira Parker says his goal with the series is to follow Dunk and Egg's entire lives. Okay. 4 to 5 seasons with Egg as a child. Return 10 years later for 4 to 5 seasons with Egg as a prince. Return another decade later for 4 to 5 seasons with Egg as an adult. It would be over the course of their entire lifetime, and mine too, via Esquire. Well, that would be rather interesting and would work rather than what they tried to do with Stranger Things, trying to keep them kids for 10 years. Right? Good morning, Ensign Loki. Good morning. He says that's not ever going to happen. That's never going to happen. Why? Why do you say that? I mean, it's so far the first is it 3 episodes that's out? It's pretty well received. Pretty well received from what I see. I see no reason so far with but this is saying at least 15 seasons, anywhere from 8 12 to 15 seasons. See, I don't math well. That's what my sister's for. She's the unofficial official accountant of Veiled Legacy. Yeah, 12 to 15 seasons, which would be pretty unheard of for HBO. Seasons don't really last that long. But it would make sense. It would make sense to make those time jumps when you are working with a child, but also this poor kid's going to be working his entire life on this show. So, what do you guys think? Do you think they can pull it off? Do you think they can pull something like this off, not only for this amount of time, not just with the actors, but the amount of money that would cost, and consistently? That seems to be a huge issue, is the consistency. Stranger Things, for example, and I'm going to reference this a lot. Stranger Things started off incredibly strong. That first season is virtually unmatched. It's an amazing first season for any series. Well written, well produced, well acted, everything all the way around. But the way it ended was just worse than even any CW show I have ever seen. Period. Like, they were just done with it. And Game of Thrones, even. Game of Thrones. The showrunners of Game of Thrones were so done doing Game of Thrones by the time they got to that last season. And it was so apparent. It was incredibly apparent. Do we think that this is something that is possible? Do we think we can keep viewership for, let's say, 12 to 20 years? Because you know what they're going to do. They are going to skip years. They take years in between seasons. Now, this is a series that doesn't have as much political intrigue, and it doesn't have dragons. So the cost and the production is not going to be as stressful. But they like to do those at least 2 years in between seasons. So let's check in with the chat, see what you guys think. Let's see. Loki, far too expensive. Doesn't think it's going to work. And he says, Ensign Loki says also, plus, if and when Netflix gets it, no way they allow a show to go that far. You have a point. Patrick, I love Stranger Things. I used to. I love the first few seasons, and then they completely destroyed the bed, pooped the bed, and lit it on fire with the last season. Is that all anyone has to say about a Night of the Seven Kingdoms wanting to go like 12 to 15 years and how they want to do it? Noelle, Ellie, my sissy, agrees with me. I love that about you. I love that for us. Lieutenant Backyard Tart is 15 season. That's like 35 to 40 years in streaming. Exactly. They're going to jump like 10 years each 4 to 5 seasons. So if they can keep the writing consistent, if they don't do this stupid bullshit of skipping 2 years in between each season, and if they can keep that quality on par, I think they can pull it off. But it would be something absolutely unprecedented for HBO. Is there any HBO series that has gone past 9 seasons? Is there? Ensign DL says, Stranger Things definitely jumped the shark at the end. Most definitely. Most definitely. I absolutely agree. All right, guys, leave your questions, comments, emotional outbursts in the chat. We're going to move on to another headline while we wait a couple more minutes before we do our dramatic reenactment of a page from Book 2, The Gospel of Layla Fellows. Ensign Loki says, as someone who watched 15 seasons of Supernatural, no TV show should go 15 seasons. Maria, Stranger Things finale episode was excellent. Everyone shut up. Listen, I'm glad you got some enjoyment out of it. Take your joy where you can find it. Go nuts, baby. I'm not going to pee in your Cheerios. I didn't really, and I didn't enjoy it. You know that, but I'm not going to steal your light. You go crazy, honey. Enjoy. Patrick, I'm looking forward to the Lanterns TV show, which is going to be on HBO this year. You are correct, sir. So glad. Okay, guys. Pardon me. I didn't mean to clear my throat into the microphone. Usually I mute that. Sorry. You can blame my father's genetic contribution to my DNA for my sinus issues. Okay. We have some more God of War casting updates, and I think they are winners. First, we have Mandy Patinkin has been cast as Odin in the live-action God of War series. I am a huge fan of Mandy Patinkin. How big of a fan am I?
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
That big of a fan. So he's a fantastic, phenomenal actor. And I look forward to seeing his portrayal in the God of War series. Then we also have this guy whose name I really struggle to pronounce, and this is going to be hilarious watching me trying to pull it off. His name is Olafur Dari Olafsson. I did good, right? I did a good job. Yeah. You've seen him a lot of places, right? And he's joined the cast of Sony Pictures Television, Amazon MGM Studios TV adaptation of PlayStation's ancient mythology-themed video game of the same name, God of War. And he is playing Thor, God of Thunder. He looks the part, dude. He looks the part. Now, Thor was voiced in the game by Ryan Hurst, who is now the lead character, Kratos. These are all excellent casting. So I'm here for it. What do you guys think? You've never heard? Is this a joke? I just showed you. Do you want to see? Okay. You want an example, Maria, of what Mandy Patinkin has been in? Here is an example. Are you ready?
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
That was Mandy Patinkin. That was him. He was also in was he in CSI? Was he in CSI? He's been in some procedurals too, but he's a great actor. He's really great. But yeah, that he played. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That is Inigo Montoya. Homeland. He was in Homeland too. Yeah. Yeah. Mandy Patinkin. Criminal Minds. That's it. Criminal Minds. I knew it was one of those procedural, intellectual, forensic things. So there you go. There you go. Mandy Patinkin. Got it. I have a lot of confidence in the direction they're going with this series. It looks like they're so far putting some kind of effort into it. Huh? I think so. It looks like it. Eh? I mean, with the casting at least. I mean, Mandy Patinkin, man. That dude's got some chops. And this dude, he just looks like Thor. He looks like Thor. And if you put the makeup on Ryan Hurst is an obsessive player of God of War, first and foremost. He loves the games. He respects the lore, and he's family. He is a cast member from the games. So this just all feels right to me. Okay, so let me explain this to you. You're thinking MCU Marvel Comics Thor, which is a very comic booky, superhero-y version of a Norse mythological figure, which is very little like the comic booky Thor. I promise you that. There is a YouTube channel that I have followed for many years. He's a guy from Illinois, and it's called his name is John Solo, but I think his channel is called the Messed Up Origins podcast, and phenomenal. So if you look up the Messed Up Origins of Thor, you see this skinny little Midwestern dude who goes by the name John Solo, and he always ends his videos with, remember, John shot first. I think it's adorable. Anyway, listen, he's got his shit together way better than I do. I get off on like 500 directions. He has great explanations as to the major differences between a comic book version of Thor and a Norse mythological version of Thor. So check him out, John Solo. Love that dude. Been watching him for years, listening to him for years. And that'll tell you the major differences. But you can ask my sister. Hopefully she's still in the chat. I have been obsessed with Greek and Norse mythology since before I have actual memory. And the Thor that is in the Marvel movies is not this Thor here at all. Totally different. Woo! See, I read my sister some messed up bedtime stories, probably. Maybe our crazy mother should not have left me in charge of her children. I don't know. But anyway, I love the God of War. At least the first game. I haven't got to play the second one. But as anyone who has any level of intelligence and ADHD, it steals my soul and I can't focus on anything else. I'm like, what book? What anything else? I'm playing God of War for the next life. Ellie, I remember the Greek mythology book you would read to me. I gave that to a niece of mine, and I don't think she respected it, and now I regret it for the rest of my life. That thing was falling apart. I read it so much. I'm going to order another one. It's Dualair's Greek myths, and it's a wonderful book. I still remember the smell of it. So there's some Dani and Ellie lore for you. By the way, yes, our names match. You smile when you say them. Dani, Ellie. um Loki is absolutely part of Norse mythology. We're going to have to do like a full, cuz this is definitely part of my nerd. We're going to have to do like full on Norse mythology one day. That would that be fun? I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll on the community tab, so everyone be looking for that, and maybe we will do a mythology day. We'll do like a mythology week or something, and we'll do Norse mythology one day, Greek mythology another, because that is entirely my nerd. And my comic book is very much inspired heavily, heavily by my deep rooted love of Greek mythology. Absolutely, absolutely deep rooted love. Maria says, sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Like, why let John Solo have all the mythological fun? That's a nerdy thing too, right? Right? I think that comic books are just the new mythology. And that I think that's what got me into comic books was mythology. Ensign Loki, for the record, my name is from the pre-Disney comic character while using the Norse's last naming system. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. I do have some Ellie and I both. We are part Norse. You can't tell by looking at me, but you can absolutely tell by looking at my sister. I'm too Mexican for you to be able to tell. All right, guys. Do we think there's enough in the chat to do the dramatic reading now, or do we want to wait a little longer? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boom, boom. All right, Ellie says now. Any other votes? Bueller. Bueller. All right, there's two. There's two. There's two. And now for a dramatic reading. All right, this is going to be. I better clip the dramatic reading. Okay. I might have to turn this off the screen for I tell you what. I'm just going to remind you guys, we need three new members. 3 new members by the end of the stream, okay? And I got to pull up the script. I just wrote this last night, by the way. I wrote 10 pages last night. And after this, I have to record my comic vlog for the patrons, for the Brotherhood. Let me look and see if I have any like interesting background music I can play while doing this. Let's see. What's this? Do we like this? I don't think so. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't think it's going to work, guys. Let's see. What about? No. What about? No. What about? I should have played that earlier instead of singing it. That's hilarious. I didn't even know I had that. Okay, what do we got? I don't think I don't think we really have anything. So I'm just going to do it since I don't really have any cool background music. Okay, sorry. Is that better? Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. So you can hear me now. Good. So anyway, here's the setup. Layla Fellows is just been introduced into the comic, and she's just arrived in Walnut Groves, Missouri. And she's just shown up to Emma and Jimmy's cul-de-sac as Emma's ambulance has taken off and Jimmy's been taken away in the police car. I'm just going to try to pretend that I'm reading this to Caro because I feel like when I'm not trying, that's when it comes out. When I'm trying, it's not going to come out. So, or you know what? I'm just going to. Okay. Layla walks up to Crossroad Court as the police car leaves. Maggie Doan calls out to her from her porch in her dated floral print cotton gown, oval light green framed glasses, green slippers, and short silver hair in pink rollers. Layla never looks at her. Maggie Doan. Oh, how's that a fine good morning for you? Such nice people. Layla. Mm-hmm. Panel 2. Layla stands in front of the Hogan home, gripping the strap of her messenger bag tight. Her brow is pursed as well as her lips. There is blood on the grass stage left of the yard where Emma laid. WGDP, pardon me, WGPD police tape all over the house. Bob, off panel. Yep. I knew that little weirdo was trouble. I never liked him. Panel 3. Layla turns to the right to see a scroungy, weathered man in his 50s, cigarette beneath his graying, thick, unkempt mustache. He is thin. His face is deeply lined. His thick, heavy brows all but disguise his eyes. His mousy hair sticks from underneath his dingy blue trucker hat that reads, "Gas tank for a sex machine." He wears dirty long underwear shirt under a blue and gray unbuttoned flannel, dirty ripped up jeans, and boots. Bob. He was one of those weird little bookworms, you know. Would have raised him a house full of them little weird bookworms. You know what I mean? Don't trust a grown ass man who don't go hunting and fishing. Should I do that again without that in my teeth? Or here, hold on. I got a better idea. He was one of those weird little bookworms, you know. Would have raised him a house full of those weird little bookworms. You know what I mean? I don't trust a grown ass man who don't go hunting and fishing. Layla raises an eyebrow at Bob and waves a hand in front of her face. Bob grabs a cigarette out of his lip and takes a long, hard drag. Oh, sorry. Panel 4. Panel 4. Layla raises an eyebrow at Bob and waves a hand in front of her face. Bob grabs the cigarette at his lip and takes a long, hard drag. You can quote me on that, too. I ain't scared. I ain't scared of publicity. Layla, quote you? Panel 5. Bob pulls a cigarette out of his mouth, blowing a cloud of tobacco smoke right in Layla's direction. Layla waves at it, coughing. Bob, well, yeah. Ain't you with the paper? Layla, why, yes. Yes, I am. End scene. That was one page of Book 2 of Veiled Legacy, The Gospel of Layla Fellows. Where are all my accolades? That was hard. That was so hard. Trying to keep up with that. Like, I totally skipped a panel and had to go back and redo it. Are we gonna talk about it, or are we just gonna sit here in silence? Good morning, Ensign Patricia. Thank you. That was page 8 from Book 2 of Veiled Legacy, The Gospel of Layla Fellows. The characters were neighbor Maggie Doan, neighbor Bob, and Layla Fellows. So I feel like it would have been more fun if Kara was here. Good morning, Commander Polly, member of the channel and my Wednesday co-host over on the Latino Slant Mid Roast. Thank you, Ensign DL. Thank you. So for those who don't understand what just happened, yesterday, Caro told everyone that I'm a kinesthetic writer, that I tend to get into the skin of my characters and do their accents and jump around and stuff. And then decided that we should do super chats. And if we get $25 in super chats, I'll do a dramatic reading of one page of the comic in character. So I picked a page that had at least 3 different characters, and I just did that. So we had Maggie Doan, who is a very Midwestern kind of nosy neighbor. You know, she's always on her porch watching. She's older. You know, she doesn't have much to do. She's by herself. She lives by herself. And she's always watching. She's lived there for years, you know. And it's just so sad. It's so sad what happened to that family. And she just feels so terrible. Just terrible. And then we have Bab. Bab is you know, he's a bit of a conspiracy theorist, you know, and he doesn't trust nobody. Then them weird little bookworms. Just weird little bookworms. He's gonna raise him a house of weird little bookworms. They don't trust no man who doesn't do no hunting and fishing on his own. He just don't get that. But he really likes attention. You know, he wants to get his name in the paper. And he figured that pretty little lady over there, you know, she's kind of very fashionable. And she's kind of brown, so he's just assuming that she's Mexican or something like that. And he just figured he'd go over there and tell her what he'd been seeing. And he's literally wrong about everything he says. but he's gonna get him some attention. That's right. He's gonna go over there and do it. He's gonna go over there and do it with his gas tank for a sex machine hat, and he smells kind of funky. But there it goes. And then we have Layla Fellows, who is British. She's British and Indian, British Indian, and she grew up in London with her family. And she just arrived in Walnut Grove, and she's looking for the Hogan family because she was told to get this bag, this messenger bag, to someone in the Hogan family immediately. The whole world is at stake. So she's in a hurry. She has to get there. And when she arrives, she sees the Hogan twins being ushered off by the Bobbies, and one of them taken to hospital. So she was very, very concerned and confused. And then this gentleman comes over and is just, he smells, he's got a bit of an odor. She's, oh my, okay, sir, can I help you? And he seems very confused that she works for the local paper, and so she just goes with it. She goes with it and says, okay, sure, I work for the paper. And she uses that to her advantage to get some attention. So that is what is happening on that particular page. So now you have a better understanding of what Caro was talking about and who those characters on that page I just read to you are. So if you have any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts, please keep the emotional outbursts to yourself. We are British and we don't do that. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the chat below, and we will chat about it. Okay? Okay. Any questions? Sorry, I can't ever just leave Layla behind. I love her so much. She's always been one of my favorites. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and 3 more new members by the end of the stream. 3 more members. Let's go. I've done my dramatic reading. Do you have questions about Layla, about Maggie, about Bob, about what's going on? But how you can support Veiled Legacy, how you can make it a thing. Well, I've got something to help you with that. Patreon.com/comicsand right there. Yeah. There you go. Patreon.com/comicsand. You got 4 different tiers, and each comes with its own unique set of behind the scenes access. Good morning. Is it Bear on a Witch? Is this an open panel? Not really. We have a set of other things that, topics that we're talking about today. But yesterday, the chat donated over $30 in supers to have me do a dramatic reading of a page from one of my comic books in character today. So that's what I just did. And so we were just kind of going over that really quick. And I was asking the chat if they had any questions about the 3 characters that were on that page that I just read. And then we're going to move on to the other topics. It's nice to meet you. I hope you subscribe. Never apologize for asking a question unless it's a wildly inappropriate question. If it's wildly inappropriate, then maybe just don't ask it in the first place. Save the apologies. Well, if no one has any questions, comments, or concerns about that page, apparently I just died on stage. Okay, moving on. Alrighty, so I don't know much about this. I've never heard of this before, but Apple has landed the rights to Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere universe. Mistborn will be a film franchise. The Stormlight Archive will be a TV series. Sanderson will have creative control of the projects. Happy for him as an author to have creative control of the projects. That's a huge win. Like, good for him. Yes, I'm doing a comic book, Polly. It's amazing, and I'm so excited. You can help support it by joining patreon.com/comics. And thank you for asking. Thank you. Thank you. This is a good thing for writers everywhere to hear of another creator get a huge deal with a huge company and retain creative control. So I don't know anything about the series. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look it up. But good for him. An author retaining creative control of his live action adaptations. That's very cool. Netflix has signed a deal to release the live action Gundam movie starring Sydney Sweeney and Noah Centineo. A live action Gundam series starring Noah Centineo. Is this real? Why, yes, it is. It is. Why is Mark Hamill there? We don't care. Legendary's long gestating live action take on Gundam movie is finally starting to lock into place, and it looks like Netflix wants to be the home for it. According to Deadline, the streamer is circling the project as distributor, with Sydney Sweeney and Noah Centineo attached to star and Jim Mickle stepping in to direct. Mickle, who previously helmed Sweet Tooth, also wrote the script and will produce alongside his partner Linda Moran under their Nightshade banner. The film has been co-developed by Legendary and franchise owner Bandai Namco Filmworks, making this a series top-tier push for one of anime's most respected properties. Now, here's hate I hate about this. Here's what I hate about this. A live-action Gundam movie absolutely begs to be seen on a massive screen. Giant robots, space warfare, mobile suits clashing at full scale. That's premium format material all day long. Landing at Netflix means no IMAX, no Dolby Cinema, and no true theatrical experience. Maybe we'll get a limited release, but if this ends up locked in living rooms only, that's a real letdown for franchise built on sheer scale. Story details are being kept under wraps, but the movie will mark the very first live action entry in the Gundam universe. That alone makes this a huge moment for fans who've waited decades to see these iconic machines brought to life outside of animation. Gundam helped define the mecha genre and reshaped sci-fi storytelling. Set in the Universal Century timeline, the story imagines a future where humanity has expanded into space. Political tensions between Earth and its colonies spiral into full-scale war, fought by pilots inside towering mechanized weapons known as mobile suits. The franchise began with Mobile Suit Gundam in 1979 and was created by Yoshiyuki, pardon me, Yoshiyuki Tomino. Since then, it has exploded into 83 animated series and films and merchandising empire that reportedly pulls in around 600 million every year. This project has had a winding road. Legendary first announced a Gundam movie with Netflix back in 2021 with Jordan Vaught Roberts attached to direct after his success on Kong Skull Island. That version ultimately fell apart with both Vaught Roberts and Netflix stepping away. Now the streamer appears ready to jump back in. Whether this becomes a must-watch sci-fi event or a missed opportunity, probably that one, tied to streaming limitations, will depend on how Netflix handles the release. One thing's clear, though, seeing Gundam finally going live action is exciting as hell. Let's just hope the scale of the movie matches the scale of the machines. What do you guys think? Big fans of Gundam out there? Ensign DL says, you had me at Sydney Sweeney. Ensign Loki says, why do the same people keep getting cast and everything? That Centennial guy is supposed to be either young Rocky or young Rambo. I can't remember. I don't know who he is, to be perfectly honest. Ensign Loki, and casting non-Japanese people will make it more faithful in adaptation, I'm sure. If they spend enough money on it and if they make it like for an IMAX, the guy's not wrong. And this is geekytyrant.com, written by Joey Power. Old Joey Power's not wrong. Gundams are entirely made for the big screen. Entirely. Look at that. It could make a good Netflix movie, I'm sure, but we definitely know what Netflix has planned for theaters. So, if you have any questions, comments, and emotional outbursts about the Gundam live action Netflix film, leave it in the chat below. He's doing the Rambo prequel. Another movie we did not need. All righty. Let's see. What do I have here on my banners? All right. And now for Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen. I feel like with these headphones instead of earbuds, I've just traded one issue for another. Okay. Started filming. Did you miss my dramatic reading? I think like 2 people were on board with it. It's fine. It was Caro's idea. I got paid for it. You're welcome. So, Jimmy Olsen series will begin production in Atlanta in April. The show is being developed as a fictional true crime docuseries with Olsen acting as the on-camera host. Season 1 will focus on Gorilla Grodd. Tony Yacenda and Dan Peralt, the duo American Vandal, will serve as writers, showrunners, and executive producers. Galen Weissman will oversee on behalf of DC Studios. Returning Daily Planet cast are Perry White, played by Wendell Pierce, Steve Lombard, played by Beck Bennett, Kat Grant, played by Michaela Hoover, and Ron Troop, played by Christopher McDonald. So, this could be really good if they did it kind of episodic, like a fictional unsolved mysteries. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like if they did a DC Comics unsolved mysteries, that could be really cool. That could be really fun. But if they just do like Jimmy Olsen getting laid all the time while chasing down a story about Gorilla Grodd, then that would be dumb. Oh, I love Wendell Pierce. He's great because they didn't change Perry White. He's still Perry White, and I love that. But they did, and I'll say to Nick and DL, they absolutely did change a lot about Jimmy Olsen. James Gunn did change a lot about Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen was very nerdy, very wholesome. You know, he was supposed to be kind of the readers of the comic books. You know, he was a stand-in for the audience. And now is the audience supposed to be a guy who gets laid all the time? They don't get that. But it starts filming in a couple of months down in Atlanta. And my fingers are crossed that we're doing some kind of DC unsolved mysteries. That could be really, really, really dope. Maria, would you date Jimmy Olsen if you were his age? No. Not my type. Not my type at all. I do like blue eyes, but I like very ruggedly handsome. I like facial hair. I don't think he can grow facial hair. I don't think he could go out and chop wood and let me watch him chop wood from my bathroom window. You don't have blue eyes and you don't chop wood in my backyard. Okay? Sorta. Ellie. Long story short, she likes a man's man. I like a manly man. Like a manly man. Yeah. With blonde hair, blue eyes. And sleeps next to me. And gets on my nerves sometimes, but it's okay. And I say that because the guy who does sleep next to me is the guy I had a crush on when I was his age. In a comfy bed that's not mine. But he lets me sleep there, so it's okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh my gosh. Oh, it's fun. It's fun we're having. It's getting warm in here. So does anyone have any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts about the my pal Jimmy Olsen or Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen series? Fernando, I want a Mr. Terrific spinoff. I believe we are getting one. I think we heard that. We're getting one. Commander Polly, I would date me. Romy would date you, and she does. You're very lucky. You're lucky she keeps putting up with you. And Bad Burt Webb is lucky that his super hot chick puts up with him. Aren't you? Aren't you? You thinking of Jimmy, that's why you're hot. Nope. Nope. Who's wrong? Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy today. Remember, guys, 3 new members. You've got like 10 minutes left. 10 minutes for 3 new members this week. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. We had a goal this week of 5 new members. We've got 2. We need 3 new members. And I need your questions, comments, or emotional outbursts about the Jimmy Olsen series in the chat below. While you're doing that, I'm going to look up and see if there's any information about the Mr. Terrific spinoff. How about that? And I'll give you some sweet listening music while that's going on. Okay. I'm glad you put up with a house food at a backyard to watch the wood chopper. See, you just can't say it. Just can't say it. Not once. Not once, not in public. Just not once. Not once. That someone could also be equally as fortunate. I believe I did say I was very lucky, and I do believe I say that all the time. All of the time. Does anyone recall how many times I've said how fortunate I am to have such a loving and supportive and wonderful partner in my life? Does anyone recall that? I say that at least once a stream, if I'm correct. I believe I have. Oh, there we go. Yeah. You just can't say it the once. So, yes, a Mr. Terrific spinoff starring Edie. Is it Edie or Eddie? I'm going to say Edie. Eddie Gathegi is reportedly in development at DC Studios, following his breakout role in 2025 Superman, with a potential series focusing on his leadership in the Justice Gang and his place in the new DCU. Reports from the Wall Street Journal and others indicate that DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn is considering a spin-off series for Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen, which is already beginning filming, because of the success of Superman. Eddie Gathegi's portrayal of the brilliant scientist and leader of the Justice Gang was a standout, leading to a strong fan demand for more. While a movie is possible, many fans and reports suggest a series, potentially on Max, would be ideal to explore his character in team dynamics. The spin-offs are being considered, with decisions likely pending further review of the character's reception in Superman. So there you have it. That's all we know for now, is that is in the works. They're talking about it. So let me tell you something. This man adores me. He's just too manly man and embarrassed to say it, but he adores me and he thinks I'm gorgeous and he can't keep his hands off me. So there, I said it for him. He thinks I'm magnificent and brilliant and beautiful. So you go have coffee with your baby. Tell her I said hi. Thanks for popping by, Polly. Commander Polly. I would love to see a Mr. Terrific series. I absolutely do agree that he was a standout in Superman, which odd considering it was a Superman movie and he was probably the best one in the entire movie. But I do think this Jimmy Olsen series could be good if they do it right. An unsolved mysteries style episodic DC Comics show could be amazing. Could be amazing. But will it happen? There's only one way to find out, and it's going to be at least a year before we do. So now we wait. Now we wait. DL says, Ensign DL says, I don't know. I thought crypto was pretty good. Well, can't argue with that. I do love a cute pup. And speaking of pups, mine probably needs some attention. So while we're wrapping things up, I want you to think about what you've done. Yep. I challenged you with a goal of 3 new members, and now one of you listened. It's okay. I'll forgive you for now. We're just going to have to start over again next week. Next week, it's going to be a goal of 5 new members again. We're just going to keep doing it until we get 5 new members in 1 week. It's okay. But when you're done here, you're going to go over to Patreon. No, you're not. You're going to go over and you're going to watch the Lobo breakdown. You're going to do that. You're going to watch the Lobo breakdown that uploaded yesterday, and you're going to enjoy it because that's
because that's what heroes do.
You heard Thor. That's what heroes do. If you want to help support the channel, the best way possible is by hitting the like button, subscribing if you are new, and ringing the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. And double check it. Make sure that you have it set to all so you get all notifications, because I don't know why they don't have that automatic. Who knows why Mad Men do what they do? I don't know. So make sure you have that taken care of. Another great way is sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Share the video. Share other videos. Share the Lobo stream. Share. Leave a comment. We are in an engagement-driven algorithm. So by leaving comments and sharing and all that good stuff, you are letting our algorithm overlords know that you like what you're seeing and you think more people should see more of this. Yeah. So do all of those things. If you want to chip in other ways, because still not fully monetized, because I don't know. YouTube reasons. You can chip in and help literally keep the lights on here by scanning that QR code right there. It takes you to this link right here, which is buymeacoffee.com/comics and MUA. And you can chip in as little or as much as you like. Everything goes to paying for everything that you see here to keep the stream going, keep the breakdowns going, and helps out with the comic book. And there's also Cash App if you're more comfortable with that. I understand. I'm old. I don't understand this new technology. So there's that. And there's also, of course, my comic book. If you want to help support indie comics, if you want to see more of indie comics, if you want to help me get Veiled Legacy out there, patreon.com/comics and is the way to do it. 4 different tiers, and each one comes with exclusive access to behind the scenes. Your name shows up in the end credits of every comics and video, will show up in the back of every issue of Veiled Legacy. You get to be a part of the whole process. You get to collaborate on things. I have a poll up right now on what concept art we should get started on, because that is getting started this coming week. So help out with the whole process. Be a part of Veiled Legacy. Go to patreon.com/comics. And right now you get to read the first script for book 1. And today I will be putting up some pages from book 2, The Gospel of Layla Fellows. So you got Midwest Legacy and The Gospel of Layla Fellows, and they'll both be up on the Patreon. So patreon.com/comics, and check that out today. There's also the merch store over at comicsandcosmetics.com. Yeah, .com. Hundreds of designs inspired by all your nerdy loves, created by yours truly, just for you, on virtually any product you could possibly imagine. Tumblers, coffee mugs, koozies, purses, t-shirts, everything. It's right there on comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. Support the channel and get something nice and shiny for yourself in return. So check that out. Everything I have told you about can be found on my website, comics-and.com, as well as my reviews, my special effects looks, information about the channel, and a little bit about myself, comics-and.com. This podcast is powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a collective of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to love more of what the Red 5 Network has to offer you. So go to red5.bio.link today to discover more of the Red 5 Network. DL, I don't know. I thought crypto was pretty good. Sister, yay. All right, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to go record my vlog, and keep your eyes out. You know that bitch KK is everywhere. And support indie comics. Support me. I'm an indie comic creator. I'll see you next week. Stay nerdy, babies. Bye.
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!